Hello friends, I am here today to share with you another last 10 books that I read. I am very far behind on this. It has been a long week of doctor's appointments and things like that, and it's been a long week. The first book that I read was Say No to the Duke by Eloisa James. This was in that Wilds of Lindau Castle series vlog. It was this Betsy Wilde and Lord Jeremy, and they have a pool game and wager that if she wins, she gets to wear pants and go to like a auction house, I think was this one. And then if he wins, he gets a night with her without having to propose. She wins. They go to, I gave this 3 stars. This was kind of the one that started leading up to me wanting to DNF the series, which I ultimately did. You can see that in the reading blog. It was meh. Then I read a well-beloved book on BookTube, and that is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I gave this one 4 stars, but pro tip, don't listen to this audiobook when you're at work. I did not cry. Put it in my Instagram stories that I did not cry, but this came very close to it. Oh, my fingernails look terrible. That's not gonna help anyway. So this one is about a woman who is trying to escape, or not really escape, but she's kind of like trying to move past something tragic that had happened. And so she goes to this new small town. She ends up meeting Archer, who is a mute because of something tragic that happened in his past. And with it being a small town, there's kind of all these rumors about what happened to him and all of that. But what was her name? Bree was her name. She kind of befriends him before she starts hearing all of the rumors and stories and stuff about that. So she's getting a more accurate representation of what happened than the rest of the town is getting. And this was, it was a lot. Once they start dealing with the tragedies and stuff, it was a lot, but it was so good. I gave it 4 stars. Next was Sandcastle Beach by Jenny Holiday. This is in her Matchmaker Bay series. This is one I was super excited for because it is Maya, who is she runs the community theater, and Law, who is the bartender, and they've been very, they've had a very bickery relationship in books 1 and 2. So I was super excited to get to this one because this is their book. And I gave it 3 stars. I wasn't into it. I felt like they were very flat characters, if that makes sense. Very one-dimensional. They kind of cared about their businesses and nothing else. They didn't really seem to have personalities outside of her working in theater and him being a bar owner. And I think he wanted to start a restaurant or something. But it was just kind of, it fell flat for me. So I gave it 3 stars. Then I read 9 Rules to Break When Romancing a Rake by Sarah McLean. I gave this one 5 stars. So this is Lady Calpurnia, and she has decided that she's going to do whatever she wants. She's, what else does it say on the back? Does not smoke cheroot, she does not ride astride, she does not fence or attend duels, she does not fire a pistol, and she never gambles at a gentleman's club. But Lady Calpurnia decides she's going to do all that, so she enlists the help of Gabriel St. John, and yes, it goes from there. I gave this 5 stars. I really liked it. Not as much as I liked book 2 in the series, 10 Ways to be Adored When Landing a Lord. So this one is the twin of the guy from the beginning. So this one is Nicholas St. John. And he is enlisted by a friend whose sister has disappeared, and Nicholas finds people. So he's enlisted by this friend to find his sister, and he goes to this country house, which is where she was last seen in the area or whatever. and he ends up meeting Lady Isabel, who her father like gambled away basically everything they had and then just recently died, and her brother is like 10 and he's supposed to be the new earl or whatever the position was. I don't remember. I think it was an earl, but like she's kind of running the household and everything, but she's turned it into a home for women who are running away from either bad marriages or abusive situations. She's turned it into a house for them to run away to and stay hidden, and they just kind of work in the house and that kind of thing. So he like goes to the house because she's trying to sell. It kept saying marbles, and I thought it meant like the toy, like a marble, you know? But they were talking about statues because he's also some type of like art, something or other. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe it was like he finds art, so the friend thought he could find people. But I liked this one a lot. He goes to the house to like price her statues because she needs to sell them to make money to keep running the house. And yeah, it was he like starts to figure out the situation with all the girls at the house and realizes that the one he's looking for is actually there. I liked this one a lot. Then I read Stolen Air by Sophie Lark. This is book 2 in her Brutal Birthright series. I gave this one 3 stars. This one is a captive Beauty and the Beast retelling type mafia story. I should have looked up names, and I don't have my phone near me, so I can't do that. The main female character in this book is the like youngest sister of the guy in book 1's family. And she's lived a very sheltered life. She dances ballet instead of being a part of the family. Which seems really dumb to me to like be in a mafia family and like shelter one of your kids for this exact reason. Like, what else was she gonna do except get kidnapped? Anyway, she's kidnapped by this rival family by this rival guy, because his dad was the like bad guy that they killed in book 1. Adopted father was the guy they killed in book 1. I gave this one 3 stars. Like, it was alright, but it was so heavy on the Beauty and the Beast. It was so in your face about Beauty and the Beast. Like, she's kidnapped. He's scarred. She does ballet, so she like to pass her time at being like kept in his house. She choreographs a dance to Beauty and the Beast, and like his area of the house is the West Wing, and she can't go there, and it was just so like, I don't know. I guess I wish it had been more subtle about that, but it was not subtle at all. Then I finished the Sarah McLean series with 11 Scandals to Start to Win a Duke's Heart. I don't really remember much about this one. I did give it 4 stars. And I know that it's the friend who sent Nicholas in book 2 looking for his sister. I know that it's that friend. I don't remember. I know that he's like trying to stay out of a scandal or whatever because his sister ended up at the house book 2 because she was pregnant and unmarried, and he's trying to like stay out of scandal. And Juliana is bold, impulsive, and a magnet for trouble, and she tries to like bring him out of his shell. They keep like running into each other. I don't remember the details of this one. I wish I gave it 4 stars, but I don't remember why. Then I read Recklessly Royal by Nicole Chase. This is book 2 in her, I think it's just called the Royals series. This one is Princess Kathy. She is helping to plan her brother and his love interest from book 1 that I read years ago. I should have reread that, but I didn't. She's helping to plan their wedding and trying to like keep them like stress-free because he's also the king or something. or like future king. I don't quite remember. But her brother's fiance's friend from America comes to I don't remember what their country is. It's like a made up country. Um, David comes to wherever that is, and he starts to kind of help her with planning all of it. And I gave this one 3 stars. There just wasn't chemistry between the characters for me. Yeah, I think the same way. It was just very like flat characters. Like she only really cared about helping with the wedding, and that she had never had sex with a boyfriend. So like it was all right. Then I finished that series and read Reluctantly Royal by Nicole Chase, book 3. I gave this one 4 stars. This one is Max, who is another prince. His sister was Princess Kathy. And then Lady Meredith. This whole series is about like the queen of the country, the mom of the prince and princess. In book 1, she found all these families that had run away during like a civil war or something, and she like reestablished their titles. So Lady Meredith's family and the female main character from book 1 are part of those families, different families, but they were reestablished into the royalty of the country. So Lady Meredith's grandfather was a duke, and he has passed away. So Max is like sent to England to tell her so she doesn't find out from paparazzi or the news or whatever. So he escorts her and her son back to the country, and she kind of has to deal with an alcoholic father, the death of her grandfather, the duke, and she's trying to figure all that out. I gave this one 4 stars, something that I really liked. It's called Reluctantly Royal. Max does not want to be a prince. He tries to stay out of the spotlight. He tries to like let his siblings do everything that's like out in the public world. I thought that was really refreshing, because usually in like a royal romance, it's the love interest that is worried about being seen and being all that, but in this one it was the prince himself. He didn't want any of that attention, and I really liked that. And then finally, the 10th book that I read was It Ain't Me Babe by Chili Cole. I gave this one 5 stars. It came out, I will preface this, it came out in 2014. There is some language and some things said that are very dated. They're not the best way to have said things, but this was really good. It was a really good romance. So Styx is the president of a motorcycle club. I think he's recently become the president because his dad passed away due to like war that the motorcycle gang was in. So he doesn't really speak to many people because he has a stutter. And so May is running away from a cult. She escapes from a cult because she's supposed to be set up for this arranged marriage. So they ran into each other when they were little. She was on the inside of the commune and he was on the outside in like the forest or whatever. They like met through a fence. And he recognizes her years later when she escapes. She ends up at kind of like outside of their clubhouse or whatever. So he recognizes her. He helps her get cleaned up, and how do I say this part without spoiling it? Basically, like, I shouldn't have been so like surprised by who the bad guy was in this one, but it did get me a little bit. Like, I was a little surprised. So I gave this one 5 stars. I am really looking forward to continuing on with this series. Chili Cole is so good. That is the last 10 books that I read. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!